We're 4Youth magazine. We're
Yes.
so honored to be here too.
Hi, which camera are we looking into right now? 3? Look at you guys with your high production value, goddamn. Which camera? Well, we have 3 here in the crane.
Who makes you laugh more than yourself?
My sex life. No, who makes me laugh more than myself? I don't really make myself laugh that much. I mean, right?
Really?
It would be kind of weird. Okay, I'll be honest. I think I'm hysterical. I don't think no. I like laughing a lot. There's a lot of times where I'll be alone in my house and I'll do something or I'll think of something funny and or especially when I'm showering. Because sometimes I'll be at my sister's house and I'll be showering and she records the audio from the bathroom. Because I'll be like showering and I'll be like, and I'll laugh. I enjoy some of my own stuff, but usually the things that make me laugh are not what make other people laugh. But what makes me laugh more than I think, like, my sister's very funny, George is hilarious. Like, being around good people, my friends, they make me laugh a lot, you know? It's like the good times. My dad, my mom, they're very funny.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, no, like, for reals. That's why, like, it's positive energy.
Of course,
they come along when they can, and we have a good time.
Of course. Who inspired you to become a comedian?
Dana Carvey is the name of the comic.
Really?
Yeah. When I was, I know you probably expect everything I say to be retarded. 90% of it will be, but this one's legit.
Okay.
When we left Lebanon in 83,
Okay.
84, something like that, for the war. I was not for the war, because of the war. I was almost 3 years old, and we went to the U.S. And I don't remember much because I was a kid, obviously, and you're stupid at that age. But I remember, like, it was very negative. You could feel there was a weight. Like, it wasn't a fun time. My parents weren't in a good mood. They loved Lebanon. You know, everybody. You guys are Jordanian. It's not. You never want to leave your country under those circumstances. So if you were leaving Jordan because you were going, you know, to study abroad, or somebody made a theme song for you and decided to marry him, etc. Then it's cool. But if you're if you're leaving because you're forced to because of war, it weighs heavy. Abandoning your home, you don't know if it's going to be there when you get back, blah, blah, blah. And my parents were very down. And I remember when I was around 4, this I remember very well, there was an incredible amount of laughter coming from their bedroom. And I remember making my way into it, and for me the bedroom seemed enormous because, you know, I was really young. And they were literally just, I don't think the amount of laughter, tears, just non-stop laughter, just dying out of laughter. They were watching a special for Bill Cosby. I believe it was called Himself. And I jumped in the bed, like, you know, to check what's going on. I didn't understand any of it, but it was explained to me that this is stand-up comedy, and I think from that age was a very strong association of positive, just a beautiful feeling. And then they started recording comedy specials on HBO. And then, like, a year later, I popped in one of the tapes, and there was this comedian hosting the comedy special called Dana Carvey. And he had a set about how George Bush Sr., the father, it's a true story. He goes to China, and he throws up on the, or China or Japan, and he throws up on the Japanese president. That's what happened. He actually threw up on the president. He didn't hit the president, but that's what happened. He was very jet lagged. So the set was hilarious, and I memorized it from beginning to end. He had impersonations of George Bush and his wife, and how he throws up, and Japanese people start running thinking it's Godzilla, and he's projectile vomiting everywhere. And I memorized it, and I from that day actually used to tell people one day I'm going to be a stand-up. I used to say I'll be either a stand-up comic or a Ninja Turtle. And
thank God it turned out this way.
No, not at all. I would love to be a Ninja Turtle, but the Vatican is against stem cell research, so it's actually put a lot of pressure against it. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use comedy to make enough money to buy the Vatican from the Pope, because the new Pope seems chill, and I think he would sell at a reasonable price. I got about $300.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's like good money. Like, he could help me, yeah. Okay. And then I could get stem cell research. I become Michelangelo. Yeah.
What category of jokes do you see yourself best in?
I need farts. Yeah. Next question. No, I guess anything that has to do with everyday life, you know, relationships and financial problems and stuff we live. I'm not really good in. I don't do politics or religion and stuff like that. I'm not good at that. I don't enjoy doing that. I find politics boring. Religion, I'd love to make jokes, But that would that would require a totally different
Of course.
era
Sure.
and region. But there's a lot of funny stuff in religion, but it offends people, and there's nothing fun. Like some people can get offended,
Of course.
and you never want to offend people. I've never gone onto a stage being like, I'm going to offend people, because there are comics who their value is offensive comedy. Like they do it on purpose. Like there's a comic called Bob Saget. Do you know Bob Saget? Do any of you know Bob Saget? Bob Saget is he used to do America's Funniest Home Videos.
Ah,
Very good-looking guy, very nice, presentable family guy. Do you know that he is probably the dirtiest comedian ever?
really?
Yeah. He'll open up with like, so, I was finger fucking my anus. This is his like opening line. You get what I'm saying? And he's shockingly dirty, but he dresses so well, and that's his little shtick, is that people go to watch him thinking it's going to be a very fun, family-friendly show, and it's one of the most derogatory. I'm not like that, so I don't know why I'm talking about this, but yeah,
Okay.
I segued.
When did you really take up comedy as your profession?
Right after the Israeli war in Lebanon in 2006, I felt that there needs to be an alternative form of entertainment with no politics, no religion, that people can go and enjoy and bring them together and start off their evening with. That was my original vision. Was not like it's going to be the evening. No, but like it's a Friday night before you go clubbing, you head to a comedy show, and you're a bunch of people laughing about stuff you have in common, and it sets the tone for the rest of the night. And I figured in 10 years, that could make a huge difference. I didn't know that much sooner it would make a bigger difference, and that it would make it, that it would be like people would go for the comedy show. So that was a pleasant surprise.
Okay. Does being funny most of your time affect you in any way? Like,
Yeah, it makes me happier.
no, in a negative way.
No.
Like,
When I was in school, yeah, because you get kicked out all the time. You remember that?
yeah, of course.
We get kicked out all the time. But my principal, yesterday I said it on stage. I had a show last night, which is why my voice is also gone. Yesterday, my principal used to tell me that if you, إذا كل شيء بدك تاخده نكتة راح تفشل بالحياة. And I find that hilarious because I get paid to do what I used to get kicked out of class for. But I think at the end of the day, if you follow your heart and your dreams, like genuinely, and you sacrifice for it, because I was not always successful. I was pretty bad for a while. I mean, you got to start like Drake, start from the bottom, and you're here.
Okay, do you find it hard for people to take you seriously? Like, all the time you're making jokes?
Hard, no, because if I want to get serious, I'll just change my tonality, and people usually understand. I get gangster. But no, usually when I'm joking, it's obvious because my answers are retarded. Like right now, what you just asked me, my answer, if I didn't want to be taken seriously, would be like, well, no, even when I'm passing gas, I find that people think that I'm very. But if I answer seriously, no, I don't think so. Here in the Middle East, everybody's very serious, so you never have a problem with people taking you seriously. You have a problem with people understanding you're joking. So that's my problem. My problem is I'm usually joking when people take me seriously. And I'm like, yo, no, relax. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say it's the opposite.
What was the funniest experience you ever went through? Make us laugh.
My sex life, once again. Funniest experience I ever went through? Oh, wow. Jesus, you've been through so many funny experiences. How do you... I would have to say, I'll tell you one of the funniest things I ever went through was at his house when his teacher, we have a thing in Lebanon, I don't know if you teach it here, it's called B.A.B, which is like civics. It's to teach you how to be a human being and not a chimpanzee in society. And his teacher for B.A.B was very good friends with his father. And George's father lives outside of the country. We were there for New Year's Eve, and his father had come back, and George's teacher came to visit his father. And this guy was like on steroids polite, like unbelievable. Like he opens the door, sits down, he's always saying, excuse me, I'm sorry, please, I apologize if it's no trouble. Like he's so about etiquette. And we're sitting and he wants to sneeze. And he wants to excuse himself from the table. This was his dilemma. He can't sneeze on the table because it's rude. But he can't leave the table without saying he's going to leave the table because that's rude. But he's mid-sneeze. So he wants to tell us, excuse me, I need to go, but isn't. So he goes, and he has this really weird expression on his face, which is not only that he's trying to communicate a message, but he's in so much pain because he knows that it might be not work out. So he's trying to get it out until he has no choice, and he rams over the chair, and he runs to go out on the balcony to sneeze, but the window is closed. So he's like, and he just gets up and he runs, and his coat was flying, like that's how much he was running, and he just runs like head first into the window of the balcony. He goes, and he sneezes all at the same time. I would have to say, I don't think I had ever laughed in my life. How much did we laughed till maybe 6 a.m, like literally. And his father, George, was going to beat us up because it's like rude. But he was trying to tell us to shut up, but he was laughing. So it was, that I think was the funniest thing that ever happened to me, if I had to say. And if I think about it, I'm sure I'll come up with other stories, but that one definitely is on top.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
That's
For
awesome.
you. Thank you, Badanding Tatabambam. What was your name? Bana
Bana
Banam. Bana Badardam. Bana Bardan. Banana. Bana de Babni.
We'd like to thank Toyota. They're
You're live with 4Youth with Bana de Babni. We'd like to thank Toyota as well for making this
and
possible.
B.A.B, of course, and B.A.B.
And B.A.B, Aziz specifically. My man, Aziz Maraka. He's in America, so on my phone I have him as Aziz Maraka, Muraka.
That's funny. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you guys. That was really pleasant, Bana.